At this hour, in the Tibetan time zone, it is the Dalai Lama's 80th birthday. Welcome. You are all part of the worldwide celebration. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama has said, "My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness." And for decades, he has worked for a kinder, more compassionate world, bringing Buddhist philosophies and science to the West, trying to teach us to love and respect people of all religions, and atheists as well. He did this without expectations, only to discover an outpouring of gratitude in return. He's won, as you saw in the video shown just a short time ago, the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's seen as an international symbol of peace. He has loved us, and today is our chance to show him that we love him back. As an aside, I want to tell you that I was supposed to come out here first and formally introduce him. But he said, "That's too formal. No, no, I will come with you." So that is why we had a delayed entrance. Number two, I want you to know that he was ready to walk up before I was. I was in the bathroom. So I had kept him waiting. His Holiness the Dalai Lama was very eager to see you, and we noticed that there are 18,000 of you in this audience who are eager to see him. There is a host of people behind the stage who also are here who want to welcome His Holiness. We begin with the mayor of this city, of Anaheim, Tom Tate. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So, hi, Kelly. How are you? So you are okay.
Well, welcome to Anaheim and welcome to the city of kindness. I'd like to take the credit for coming up with that idea of a city of kindness, but I can't. The idea came from actually a little girl, Natasha Jayevsky, who before she tragically passed away about a dozen years ago, she wrote beautiful things about kindness. It was her image of a kind world that inspired me to establish kindness as a core value of our city. And that simply led to good things, ultimately to 20,000 kids in the Anaheim City School District changing their schools and our community by performing a massive amount of kind acts, actually 1 million of them. Now that somehow came to the attention, for the kids, yes. Now that somehow came to the attention of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and through his emissary, Lama Tenzin, invited me to travel to Dharamsala, India for a meeting. So a couple of months ago, my wife Julie and our good friend Paul Heshin took a visit to see His Holiness. And I didn't know the extent of what the meeting would be, but I assumed it would consist of a brief introduction and maybe a few minutes of conversation, if we were lucky. Now, leading up to that meeting, of course I was nervous, but from the moment we met, we were put at immediate ease by His Holiness's hospitality and sense of humor. What I thought would be a few minutes turned out to be 3 days of sitting in on the most enlightening conversation between His Holiness and his great friend, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. They were meeting in preparation for a book they were working on together, entitled, appropriately, The Book of Joy. During this time, we listened to these two great men discuss the big issues of life. Topics such as fear, envy, anger, forgiveness, compassion, kindness, friendship, and joy. His Holiness made us who were complete strangers feel like long-lost friends. He welcomed us into his home, literally, with open arms. He was so kind. So now we are here in Anaheim. The word Anaheim actually has German roots, and Heim in German means home. So, Your Holiness, it is an honor that you have chosen Anaheim as a place to celebrate your 80th birthday, and allowing us to celebrate it with you. So as you did for me, with open arms, welcome to our Heim, welcome to our home. Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jada, scarf. As you know, our tradition.
So this is a presentation of an important ceremonial scarf. Your Holiness, also joining us here to welcome you and to celebrate your birthday is the founder for the Center for Living Peace. Her name is Kelly Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Anaheim, the city of kindness. Your Holiness, it is my honor to have been a partner in this with the Friends of the Dalai Lama, UC Irvine, and everyone here I know wants to welcome you to Orange County, celebrate your birthday, and also give gratitude, Your Holiness, for your messages of kindness, compassion, peace, love, reminding us all that we are connected, we are one, we are brothers and sisters. So, Your Holiness, it is my honor to be here today, and happy birthday.
And now, Your Holiness, we're joined by your personal emissary for peace, the founder of the Friends of the Dalai Lama. He has also been had a significant role in bringing His Holiness's message here to the West. Please welcome Lama Tenzin Donden.
Greetings, Your Holiness, distinguished guests, and fellow brothers and sisters. It is my great honor humbly stand by you today to express sincere gratitude and dedicate this Global Compassion Summit to His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. The journey to bring this summit together to celebrate His Holiness' 80th birthday has been filled with a great anticipations and excitement. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to a small group of individuals who supported the Friends of the Dalai Lama during this journey. In particular, I would like to thank Mr. Pierre Omidyar for his support of event. And I would like to thank Kelly Smith for her contributions towards making this summit reality. Without their moral, strategic, and financial support, we could have never arrived at this marvelous circumstance of hosting this event. The Center for Living Peace and UC Irvine has been extremely helpful in assisting this event. Eden Rodriguez Productions, Harmonica, Elevate Films, Andy Kirk, Facebook, Sweetness of Being, Argosy University, Whole Foods, and many others have provided countless hours of work and in-kind donations towards the full manifestations of these festivities. I would like to thank to our organizing committee for their enormous collaborations across many platforms to bring this event to you today. and to share it with the entire world via social media and live streaming. And I would like to give a special thanks to Mayor Tom Tate and the Honda Center for being our host here in Anaheim, the City of Kindness. It has been an honor and privilege to work with all of you. Let's give them all a round of applause. On a personal note, His Holiness the Dalai Lama is the most precious being for all of us Tibetans and for his followers around the globe. I was extremely fortunate to grow up in the personal monastery of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Namgyal Monastery, an environment of great love and kindness. In addition to my parents, there are two very special people to whom I owe all my training. My spiritual masters, who are also the precious being who take personal care of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. When I was a little boy, they took me into their heart. They educated, trained, and nurtured me in most loving way. I would not be here today without them. I'm grateful and humbled to be so fortunate to have evolved near them. Today, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Lama Lobsang Kawala and Lama Penjola for their infinite patience and love and compassion. On the behalf of 6 million Tibetans and followers of His Holiness, thank you for everything you do care for His Holiness. Your Holiness, from the heart, we dedicate this Global Compassion Summit to you in honor of your tireless work across many disciplines and in honor of your exemplary life that inspires people all over the world. You are the living proof that kindness and compassion are possible, achievable, and actionable, means to live a healthy and ethical life for the benefit of all humanity. Thank you for your love and guidance, and for trusting the Friends of the Dalai Lama to organize this glorious gathering to mark this joyous occasion of your 80th birthday. As a humble steward of your message, and for the sake of humanity, I dedicate Friends of Dalai Lama to you and your message of peace, kindness, and universal compassion. Please accept this Global Compassion Summit as our humble gift and dedications. Thank you very much.
Your Holiness, because the one gift you asked for on your birthday is a more compassionate world, there was an effort to spread this message with the hashtag #WithCompassion. Let's watch.
Welcome to the 80+ Club, Your Holiness.
It's a joy and an honor to celebrate your birthday and to thank you for all the gifts you have given us.
You have dedicated your life to peace, kindness, and compassion.
I would like to show you gratitude and love and say thank you
for your kindness, your compassion, and your commitment
in touching the hearts and minds and souls of so many people.
You have shown us the utmost compassion and humility for all mankind.
May you continue to be a beacon of compassion, peace, love, and joy for our planet.
We are one.
Oneness of 7 billion human beings.
We are one.
I feel that's teaching.
We are one.
Once we consider ourselves the same human being.
We stand together. We are one if we're worlds apart. We are one if we love another. We are one no matter where we are. We are one.
In honor of His Holiness the Dalai Lama,
who has dedicated his life to peace and kindness.
My gift to you is that I will give compassion wherever it is needed.
To the world.
to my neighbors,
To myself,
A hand
or a kind word.
for someone who needs it.
And we all need it.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
happy birthday.
Así Salgira Mubarak.
Ekwa Jobi.
Feliz cumpleaños.
happy 80th birthday.
Happy 80th birthday.
You are 80 years young, and you will have many more years on this planet and beyond. We love you.
Well, compassion makes you a better person. And love is like the most important thing in your life.
That song was written for your birthday, Your Holiness, and by Runaground, who is now here to perform it live.
7 billion people, one humanity, a universal language, one big family. With love we'll make the difference. With compassion we can see. Our hope brings us together, and love will set us free. We are one.
Oneness of 7 billion human beings.
We are one.
I feel that's teaching.
We are one.
Once we consider ourselves the
We are
same human
one
being.
when we stand together. We are one if we're worlds apart. We are one if we love another. We are one no matter where we are. We are one when we help a brother. We are one when we lift a heart. We are one when we choose compassion. We are one great work of art. We are one. We are one. We are one. With compassion. Love is the force that leads us on. We are 7 billion people. We are one humanity. Love is universal language. We are one big family. We are one. We are one. We'll turn fear to understanding, hate to harmony. We let the universe inside of us teach great diversity. And on love we'll build the future. actions create peace. We're reaching out with helping hands to make change reality. We are one. We are one. With compassion. Love is the force that leads us on. We are 7 billion people. We are one humanity. Love is universal language. We are one big family. We are 7 billion people. We are one humanity. Love is universal language. We are one big family. We are one. We stand together. We are one if we're worlds apart. We are one if we love another. We are one no matter where we are. We are one when we help a brother. We are one when we lift a heart. We are one when we choose compassion. We are one great work of art. We are 7 billion people. We are one humanity. Love is universal language. We are one big family. We are 7 billion people. We are one humanity. Love is universal language. We are one big family. We are one.
Really nice. Thank you.
Your Holiness, birthday wishes have been pouring in online, and people are lining up behind the stage to give you some love in person. Have you ever seen the TV show, Your Holiness, How I Met Your Mother? Actor Josh Radnor is here.
Good afternoon. What an honor, joy, and privilege it is to be with you all today at this small, intimate gathering. A few years ago, I heard His Holiness speak in Los Angeles, and I recall him saying to the audience, "I'm no different than you. The only difference between me and you is that my mind is quieter than yours." We've ample and unfortunate evidence of the havoc wrought by unquiet minds. Yet for 80 years, we've had a precious gift, being able to witness what a truly quiet mind is capable of. Your Holiness, thank you for dedicating your life to the well-being of others, for showing us what a life of service in action looks like, for reminding us to take ever greater care with our thoughts, words, and actions. Thank you for teaching us that there can be no world peace without inner peace, and for demonstrating that the true hero is the person who has conquered himself. Thank you for reminding us to smile. In a world of trends, distractions, and cheap pleasures, thank you for embodying the timeless virtues. In the dark night of samsara, thank you for being a messenger of humility, clarity, light, wisdom, and truth. Thank you for reminding us of what we've long known but somehow forgotten, that our nature is compassion, our home is service, and our birthright is peace. That only when the mind is quiet can the heart properly open. I wish you a most joyous and happy birthday.
Your Holiness, you have a friend for many years who has flown in to see you today as well to send his good wishes. He is the renowned Buddhism expert and Columbia University professor, Robert Thurman.
Thank you, everyone. Well, I'm just here to briefly say to Your Holiness that I know that you're probably tired of being told happy birthday by now, and particularly because all of us who wish you happy birthday instead of giving you some peace and quiet to retire and rest, we want you to do a lot more things to help the planet. There's a lot of work to do, but I know that the only present that you really want for your birthday is a peaceful planet of no war, of saving the environment, of people living peacefully together, of people having hearts of compassion for one another, and all races, and justice and peace. And particularly, of course, you want everyone from their own heart to realize that we will all not be happy until everyone else is happy. And so in every place and town, we don't leave some people rotting in a prison. We don't leave some people rotting in poverty, in sickness, and so on. And we make sure that everyone is sharing all the wealth. We don't go for terrible inequality of rich and poor. And we don't destroy the environment so that we can indulge ourselves. I know that's the only birthday present that you want, and I know that you keep alive for us the flame of the hope that this will happen. And we do not give in that this planet is unmanageable and it will not work out and somehow the bad guys will win. We don't agree with that. And we will continue to work for that in your spirit. And finally, we want to say that we know that the world will not be happy, therefore, until your blessed people of Tibet, with their marvelous and wonderful, precious culture of compassion and wisdom, with their age-old tradition coming from yourself, a son of Nalanda, the 17 great pundits of Nalanda, the great universities of India, where the science of the mind was developed beyond what human beings have ever since developed it. You have kept that alive in Tibet. And the people, the wonderful and beautiful people of China will not be happy until the people of Tibet are happy. And so they must make a change, and they must see to it that the people of Tibet are happy. And they will never be happy without their jewel of their culture. And of course, you yourself are the living jewel of the Tibetan culture. And they should be close to you and be able to hug you and be around you. And we know that this will happen very soon within this lifetime. And so this is our wish for you, Your Holiness, on your birthday. May Tibetan people be happy with their own precious culture. May the Chinese people be happy knowing that they are saving and preserving and repairing the Tibetan land and the culture. And may American people be happy helping that to happen, and all of the people in the world. And thank you so much, Your Holiness, for all that you have inspired. I've known you for 51 years, and I don't regret a single thing. And you've taught me a lot of jokes, and you taught me a lot of serious things. And I deeply thank you, and happy birthday for your 80. It'll be happy birthday for your 90th as well, and we'll all be back for the 100th. No escape. Thank you very much.
Your Holiness, Archbishop Desmond Tutu loves you, and his grandson Biso is here with a message from his grandfather. Please welcome Biso.
His Holiness, I want to start off by saying thank you for allowing me to be here on behalf of my grandfather and the rest of my family, who I know wish could be in attendance. But he just celebrated his 60th anniversary to his wife, Leah. So that's why he's not here. But thank you for allowing me to be here in their stead. I want to say thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for continuing to be an inspiration to just be better. And I want to say happy birthday for your 80th birthday. Thank you very much.
Also here, we have a popular young Australian singer and actor named Cody Simpson.
Your Holiness, I would just like to thank you for all the positive influence that you've had on my life, my dad's life, my entire family, and all people across the world, even back home in Australia. It's a real honor to be here, and I wanted to wish you a happy 80th birthday, and I want you to know that I am on this journey with you, and the youth are on this journey with you as well. So thank you very much. Happy birthday.
Longtime supporter and linguistics professor Dr. Alahi Omidyar is also now joining us.
Your Holiness, happy birthday. May your joy, laughter, and compassion be contagious and remind everyone of the values that we were all born with: love, forgiveness, and tolerance. With these words, I want to bring you and present to you my gratitude, but also the gratitude from millions of people whose lives you have touched. And this is a testament to it. And we witness today the grandeur of your wisdom, tireless teaching, and compassion. I thank you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And I wish you a happy, beautiful day and many more birthdays coming up for a world of peace and harmony among human beings. Long life to you.
We have the Vice Chancellor of the University of California, Irvine, Thomas Parham. Now,
let me say good afternoon. Let me try that again. Good afternoon. Imagine a heart whose capacity for love transcends societal boundaries. Imagine a spirit whose energy and life force are so positive that no social distraction could derail it from its trajectory from positively impacting the lives of other people. Inspirational, transcendent, transformational. Those are the attributes that one contemplates when thinking about His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. On behalf of our Chancellor, Howard Gilman, our Provost, Enrique Lavernia, I bring you greetings on behalf of the University of California Irvine family. We're extremely honored to be part of the Global Compassion Summit in celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 80th birthday celebration. The University of California at Irvine is delighted to be hosting His Holiness for the third time since your first visit in 2004. His visits have inspired the creation of UC Irvine's Dalai Lama Scholars Program, an initiative that provides scholarships to students committed to ethical leadership and embracing compassion. The entire University of California Irvine community, and the Eden Nation as we call it, extends our birthday wishes to His Holiness in thanking you for a lifetime of service and your uncompromising commitment to the ideals of compassion. May you have many more birthdays and celebrations to come. And finally, somewhere I read that each of us is a seed of divinely inspired possibility, which when nurtured in its proper context can and will grow into the fullest expression of all we are supposed to become. His Holiness reminds us this morning that with that seed of compassion, if it's nurtured in a fertile soil that all of us can create, that would be the greatest birthday present of all, to give the world compassion in the same way that His Holiness has given it to us. Thank you very much.
Your Holiness, we have a very gifted actress who is also a human rights activist. Her name is Julia Ormond, and she now joins us.
Your Holiness, it's a very great honor to be here on this day and to be asked. But someone close to you shared with me that it's a very strange concept for you that in our culture, we celebrate someone on one day of the year, because for you, you celebrate people, all people, in every moment of their life. And so I'm making a pledge, and I hope I'll be able to live up to it. My gift would be to say that in my culture, I want to do a better job, to celebrate every life in every moment and not need a special day. And to work more to understand that the only way that I as an individual can walk free is when all of us as the human race can walk free. Thank you.
I think it's really important when somebody turns 80, you make them stand up and get up and down from their chairs. I think it's just kind of a fundamental thing. It's good to keep them strong. And on that point, I can tell you that His Holiness got up actually at 1 o'clock this morning to pray for 4 to 5 hours for humanity before he had a huge breakfast. And so then he had a bunch of interviews, did a breakfast with a bunch of other people who were late in having breakfast, according to him, and now he's here. So we've worked him hard. Your Holiness, I know you must have seen the very popular TV show, That 70s Show, because one of the principal actors, Wilmer Valderrama, is also here.
Your Holiness, thank you for your words. Thank you for your 80 years of wisdom. I think that you can see in this room that you have so many vessels that go around the world, that touch every race, every culture, and teaches us to continue to keep your word alive. And that is something that we cannot be more grateful, and we're so honored to carry your words around the world. And very few times in life you get a chance to say something that matters. Sometimes you think of what is my role in this world? How can I touch other people? And sometimes you have to start with yourself. You got to touch your own heart before you can inspire others. And as entertainers, I think we tend to broadcast signals, and we have a responsibility to inspire through art. We have a responsibility to not only teach ourselves, but our close ones, to be a better version of ourselves. And if you guys indulge me for a second, one of the things that I like to do on my birthday parties is sometimes not everyone knows each other, but this is a great opportunity for you to learn from somebody new. So look to your left and to your right and introduce yourself to somebody that you've never met before. And share in this moment, because for forever you'll have this memory. You'll have this memory for a lifetime, that you were here on that day, on Your Holiness' 80th birthday. And just like that, just in this very moment, we're able to reach out, touch somebody, and immediately we have a smile on our face. And our smile, this entire room is smiling in this moment. You see how easy it is sometimes to bring joy to one another and to the world. Now we have a whole room that's sharing love to one another. I think that that's something that we've not only learned from you, but we now carry on today. So thank you for allowing us to be here. And I really appreciate the time, Your Holiness.
Your Holiness, also behind the stage are two very important oceanographers and climate scientists. One of them, Dr. Rama Nathan, discovered the super greenhouse effect that we now all know about. The other is a renowned and legendary oceanographer. His name is Walter Monk. Please welcome both of them.
Well, Dr. Ramanathan and I are oceanographers at Scripps, and we came here to honor His Holiness. Your example crosses all generational boundaries, and your sincerity and simplicity of your message inspires compassion without borders. Climate science and sea level rise are complex problems that will require a universal community to come together to define and implement reasonable solutions. Survival of mankind, Your Holiness, depends on it, and thank you for your tireless leadership. May it continue for many years to come. Thank you.
Your Holiness, I was born in India, so we are brothers for the same country. And thank you. 2 years ago, I had the honor of being in a stadium like this with you, and we talked about climate change, and you offered a solution for that problem as compassion without borders. The climate change problem is already upon us. It's going to get a lot worse very soon, much sooner than what many of us think. Everyone and every living being is going to experience this. But what I want to bring to your attention today and to this audience is that there are 3 billion poor people, about 40% of the planet, who almost had nothing to do with this climate pollution, but they are going to suffer the worst consequences. And it's in about 10, 20 years from now. Their life is going to be disrupted. And in a meeting I helped organize a year and a half ago, Professor Monk was there, several Nobel laureates. And at the end of it, I had the privilege to brief Pope Francis. And what this distinguished group concluded is that while it's still time to solve the problem, what it requires is a fundamental change in our attitude towards nature and towards each other. And then comes science and technology. While it took us together several hundred years of research, I myself worked on 40 years, Your Holiness, you have single-handedly talked about this exact same thing. about how we have to address the inner environment to address the problems with the outer environment. In that sense, what my job and the job of thousands of other scientists whom I represent here, we have to take your message and carry it to the United Nations Climate Summit in Paris this December. One of the oldest, if not the oldest university in this planet was there several hundred years ago. It's called Nalanda University in India. And on this auspicious day, as a scientist who have worked on this problem for 40 years with many discoveries, I'd like to call you as the true ancient Nalanda environmental scientist for this century. Thank you for your wisdom.
Your Holiness, I hope you're not getting too tired because there are many more people, including a man who has made us all laugh for many years, the comedian and actor George Lopez.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, everybody. I have the honor to have been scolded by the most peaceful man in the world. Earlier today, I said, happy birthday. And he looked at me and he said, I don't celebrate birthdays. And I thought, I didn't know the Dalai Lama was Mexican. You know, the purpose of life, the Dalai Lama says, is to be happy. The purpose of life is to be happy. You know when I learned that? Today. But it's never too late. You understand? It's never too late to show compassion. It's never too late to show love. It's never too late to show understanding. It's never too late to be a better human being. So now we have to relay that message to Donald Trump. It is... He couldn't be here today because he's out building the wall. What do you get the man who is everything? What do you get him? You know, he said every day that you wake up is your birthday. Every morning that you open your eyes is a gift, and every morning is your birthday. So, I mean, I got him an iPad, probably got to take it back. Sport coat. He is, I know. On behalf of myself and my family and my culture and the people of Mexico, muchísimas gracias, feliz cumpleaños, más años de paz y más años de amor. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. I have I think I got a message from, Donald Trump, a tweet. He said, George, speak English. God bless you all. I love you, Your Holiness. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Also joining us is a well-known music producer, a very popular person here in America, Your Holiness. His name is Randy Jackson.
Yo, what's up, LA?
His Holiness, George Lopez is very funny. George, that was funny. You know, I hail mostly from the music business, although we do a show. I was on a show for a long time called American Idol that you guys all supported. And thank you, you can clap. It's still on, it's still a great show. And you know, when you're in the music business, you think that you're always living or trying to live your life for the community. You're trying to spread wealth. You're trying to live your life compassionately. You're trying to have humility. And you always think that you're trying to enlighten the public. Well, I tell you what, years ago when I really realized the Dalai Lama's message, it changed my whole entire world, because the generosity, the kindness, the depth of his soul, and his unparalleled giving to all of us, mankind, the world, all of the problems, all the situations, and world peace, really world peace, is just unbelievable. So I got to give you a hand for that. I so appreciate it in my life every day, because we know how hard it is to make it through life. And like he inspired all of us today with a speech this morning about compassion. So I say to all of you, you can have the lessons. He's given us some of his wisdom. My God, he spent a life trying to help us, and may he live many, many more years. But we have to learn and we have to take action. Nothing happens unless you, each one of us, makes a change and makes a difference. You know what you can do. You know what needs to be done to live a compassionate life with total humility. Thank you. Happy birthday, His Holiness.
Your Holiness, a fellow Nobel Peace Prize winner is also here. She is a former Iranian lawyer who is a human rights activist and has worked tirelessly for human rights and democracy, especially for women and children and refugees. Her name is Shirin Ebadi, and she's here with her translator.
Holiness, although you told me talk to English, but let me talk to my language, فارسی. صحبت کردن به زبان فارسی محبت‌های مادرم رو به یادم میاره. من میخوام به زبان مادری صحبت کنم.
Speaking in Farsi brings me the memories of my mother's compassion. That's why I want to speak in Farsi.
Holiness, اولین بار در سال 2004 در دانشگاه بریتیش کلمبیا شما را دیدم و از اون پس سعادت این رو داشتم که بارها در شهرهای مختلف و در مراسم متفاوت با شما ملاقات کنم.
Your Holiness, I met you first at the British Columbia University in the year 2004. And after that, I have had the honor to meet you and see you in several other locations.
در ملاقات‌های مختلفی که با شما داشتم مطالب بسیاری از شما آموختم.
In the different meetings that I have had with you, I have learned many things.
اما مهمترین چیزی که از شما یاد گرفتم این بود که دنبال حق خودم باشم، دنبال حق مردم خودم باشم، بدون اینکه کینه ای از کسی داشته باشم.
But the most important thing that I learned from you was to go after my rights, was to go after my people's rights without hatred.
من ایرانی هستم و در یک کشور غیر دموکراتیک به دنیا آمدم و زندگی می کنم و سال هاست که برای دموکراسی مبارزه می کنم و از شما یاد گرفتم که چگونه مسالمت آمیز و بدون خشم مبارزه کنم.
I'm an Iranian. I was born and raised in a non-democratic country, and for years I have learned from you how to fight for my rights without anger and without violence, in a peaceful manner.
هرگاه که خسته و یا ناامید میشم به یاد شما میافتم که چطور بیش از 60 ساله که برای حقوق مردم تبت مبارزه میکنید، خستگی نمیشناسید و خشمی هم ندارید.
Whenever I get tired or whenever I lose hope, I remember you. For 60 years, you have been fighting for the right of the people of Tibet tirelessly, without becoming tired and without losing hope.
روش مسالمت آمیز شما نه تنها سرمشق من، بلکه الگویی است برای بسیاری از مردمی که در خاورمیانه زندگی می‌کنند.
The non-violent path that you have taken is not only a pattern for me, but for all the people who live in the Middle East.
مردم خاورمیانه دیکتاتورها رو نمیخوان، ولیکن متاسفانه عده‌ای با سوء استفاده از نام اسلام خشونت میکنند.
The people of the Middle East do not want violence, but unfortunately some people abuse the world of Islam and resort to violence.
دیکتاتورهای خاورمیانه باعث شدند که وضعیت به صورتی در بیاید که مردم مجبور بشوند بین دیکتاتوری و تروریست یکی رو انتخاب کنند.
The dictators in the Middle East have acted so that people have had to either choose the dictators or the terrorists.
و مردم خاورمیانه نه دیکتاتورها رو میخواهند و نه تروریست ها رو، اونها صلح میخواهند.
But the people of Middle East do not want either the dictators or the terrorists. They want peace.
Philanthropist, businessman, and the founder of an organization called Unite for Good, which aims to inspire global citizens to embrace positivity and acts of kindness. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Melikoff.
Your Holiness, for so many years, you've been talking about very simple but very profound truths. You've been living by these truths. These truths inspire millions of people across the world. These truths transcend religion, transcend borders, transcend ethnicity or nationalities. This is the truth of compassion. This is the truth of kindness. This is the truth of empathy. This is the truth of love. Your Holiness, I'm going to make a personal pledge, and I have so many witnesses here. We are going to make this truth to become universal. We are going to bring this truth to the world. We are going to build the biggest movement of positivity, kindness, compassion. And we are going to join efforts. We are going to become Unite for Good. And you are the one who inspired us. You are the one who make us to believe. Many, many returns. Happy birthday, Your Holiness. World needs you.
Your Holiness, one of your dear friends, another fellow Nobel Peace Prize winner and activist. She's worked tirelessly to rid the world of landmines. Ladies and gentlemen, Jody Williams.
Hello, everybody. Happy birthday to you. We all know about His Holiness's compassionate side. I want to tell a little story about when we were together in Hiroshima. And I mention Hiroshima now because it is the 70th anniversary this year of when bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. An evil that never should have happened. Some years back, there was our annual summit of Nobel Peace Laureates was held in Hiroshima. I think there were 10 or 11 of us there, of course, including His Holiness. And when it was his turn to speak, he walked out in front of the crowd of thousands, and we were in the area where the bomb had dropped. And he said, "I'm a Buddhist monk." And I thought, well, we all know that. You wear that outfit all the time. Just think he never has to worry about what he wears. I'm so envious. I'm a Buddhist monk, so I meditate. I thought that's cool. I've tried many times. I just can't go there. My brain just jumps. And he said, and meditation is good. He said, but meditation alone will not change this world. What we need is action. I must say with that, he became my personal favorite action hero in the world. I will end with a call that he made this morning. Some of us did have a smaller breakfast with His Holiness, and he talked about nuclear weapons, which is, of course, what inspired me to remember Hiroshima. And he called upon everyone at the breakfast to take action, not just worry about it. Worrying without action is completely irrelevant. Think about it. He called upon us to take action to get rid of nuclear weapons now. Instead of the billions of dollars in the US budget that are going to refurbish and modernize those weapons of mass destruction, that money should be going to getting rid of them. And that will never happen until the people of this country get up off our collective butt and take action to make it happen. So, being an anti-war and disarmament activist since Vietnam, when he called upon us to get rid of nukes, he even became more esteemed in my mind as an action hero. I will end saying that he always says he's just a simple Buddhist monk. I could play with simple, but I'm not going to do that because I love him. He may be a simple Buddhist monk, but he is the most rocking, compassionate, simple Buddhist monk I know. Happy birthday.
Your Holiness, it is hammer time. With all due respect, Your Holiness, you can't touch this. Ladies and gentlemen, MC Hammer.
Good afternoon, His Holiness. In Tibetan tradition, when it's time to find the next Dalai Lama, the stream of consciousness that is the reincarnation, the high lamas would go down to a lake and they would look for signs to point them in the direction of the next Dalai Lama. And this is how the 14th Dalai Lama was found. Here on his 80th birthday, he says that we should find it in our hearts to be more compassion. Inspired by those words and understanding how signs and symbols point us in the right direction, I believe that compassion can be seen in these words. What if I could teach you how to fly, spread your wings, and touch the sky? I'd take you to a place with no death and no lies and no more tears running out of your eyes. A special place that mends your heart. Everything is good and it's a brand new start. Anything good is within your reach. And if you don't see it, then all you do is speak it. Release the pain and let go of your fears. And I promise you, no sorrow lives here. What I offer you, you eternally keep and share with all people, whether bond or free. You see, life is a gift, and the gift is free. And if you look upon the water, still waters run deep. Share compassion with each other. God bless you. Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
And speaking for the Apache and Cheyenne Nation, Janelle Romero.
Hello. I stand here before you on the shoulders of my ancestors, of my great ancestors. And I'm here representing over 500 nations, the First Nations, the original people of this land. I just want to say water is life, and I want to thank Holiest Dalai Lama, and may you have continuous birthdays and life giving here and beyond for many, many generations. We thank you with our whole heart, our whole being, our whole soul. Ohama Takiase. Thank you.
Your Holiness, we have seen your love for children. Now we have a group of children, including Tibetan children, who are living in exile in San Francisco, who want to express their feelings for you. The singing and the words that have talked about the importance of His Holiness in our lifetime. We now also have video evidence of these decades he has spent trying to teach us all to be more compassionate. Let's watch.
Who is the symbol of peace that defines our generation? He is a world leader. He is a teacher. He is an international icon for peace, and he is a humble man.
Today, you bring peace to the capital of the United States.
He is the embodiment of kindness, compassion, and the art of happiness. He works tirelessly with world leaders. He makes hundreds of appearances, and he activates the compassion in all of us to come together for a greater good. His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, travels tirelessly to teach nonviolence and understanding, pursuing a resolution to current unrest. Through compassion and dialogue, perhaps together we can make a difference.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama, what a great honor. Thank you.
I will continue to urge the leaders of China to welcome the Dalai Lama. They will find this good man to be a man of peace and reconciliation.
Dalai Lama has an incredible sphere of influence.
He is the spiritual leader for millions of people and an international symbol for millions of others.
He has been honored with many prizes and awards. Friends of the Dalai Lama envision that together we can ignite the world with power to make change and motivate a better future. Through the fields of neurology, business, psychology, environmental and secular education, his message continues to have practical applications in our daily lives. Regardless of gender, race, color, political beliefs, or geographical location, one day at a time, one person at a time, we can create a better world for our children and their future. One man unites us in striving for world peace and compassion, the Dalai Lama.
This century can be century of peace.
It's history's time to reverse the past and look to a better future with compassion.
It is time for us to show His Holiness our gratitude. And to help us do that, we have activist and musician Michael Franti coming to the stage.
Thank you so much for having me here today. And just waiting on one little bit of a wire here. But for the last 27 years, I've been making music and traveling the world, playing on the streets of Iraq, Israel, Palestine, Brazil, all over the place, in prisons and schools. And I'm super happy to be here at the Honda Center playing with the Dalai Lama today. Yeah. And this is a song that's about unexpected moments in life. And sometimes we have really beautiful unexpected moments like today when we're all assembled here. And other times we have really challenging, unexpected moments. And last year, my son, who's now 16, was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease called FSGS. And in 6 months, it took away half of his kidney function. And we thought at first that this disease would tear our family apart because it tore our hearts open. But what ended up happening was that as we bonded together to battle this disease, it actually brought our family closer together. And right now is a time in the world and is a time in our country when we are in a lot of crisis, a lot of unexpected challenges. And we've seen, like in Charleston recently, the shooting there, that the shooter thought it was going to tear our nation apart and start a race war, but what it ended up doing was bringing our communities and our families closer together. And This song is a gentle reminder of that idea. It goes like this. No, 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 you never know what the world is gonna show you. It ain't up to you. You always think it's gonna happen to another person, and it's never ever gonna happen to you. You got your friends, you got your money, got your family, got your honey, and you think you got a million days. But then life comes along and it knocks you right down to the ground. And that's why I say that everybody ought to hug somebody at least once a day. Go ahead and hug somebody. Everybody ought to kiss somebody at least once a day. Everybody's gonna miss somebody at least once a day. And everybody gotta love somebody every day. And we all will rise up on your feet now. And we all will rise up. And we all will rise up. Put your hands together. We all will rise up. We all will rise up. We all will rise up. We gonna rise up, rise up, rise. I heard the purpose of life is to live a life of the purpose, and so to never take for granted what the Spirit is giving. In the first verse, you might never get a second verse. This ain't rehearsed, so you can't put it in reverse. So just believe in yourself. Don't let nobody be a negative tell you what to do. Cause I know in this sweet, sweet life that just as much is true. Hey, everybody ought to hug somebody at least once a day. Everybody ought to kiss somebody at least once a day. Everybody's gonna miss somebody at least once a day. And everybody gotta love somebody. Put your hands up high, y'all. And we all will rise up. 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 We gonna rise up, rise up, rise. Let me hear you singing. And we all will rise up. And we all will rise up. And we all will rise up. We all will rise up. Rise up, rise up, rise. And say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back coming around the way. Seem like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you. Baby girl, I love you, I love you. Make some noise, y'all. I've been a lot of places all around the way. I've seen a lot of joy and I've seen a lot of pain, but I don't want to write a love song for the world. I just want to write a song about a boy and a girl. Junkies on the corner always calling my name, and the kids on the corner playing ghetto games. When I saw you getting down, girl, I hope it was you. And when I look into your eyes, I knew it was true. I say, hey, I'll be gone today. I'll be back coming around the way. Seem like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you. Baby girl, I love you, I love you. Put your hands up high, y'all. Here we go now. Rocking in the dance hall, moving with you. Hey mama, close to you. Rocking in the dance hall, moving with you. Hey papa, kick off your shoes. Rocking in the dance hall, moving with you. Hey mama, close to you. Rocking in the dance hall, moving with you. I say, hey mama, 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 hey mama. My mama told me don't lose you, 'cause the best luck I had was you. And I know one thing, Your Holiness, that we love you. 1, 2, 3, come on, sing it. Hey, I'll be gone today. I'll be back coming around the way. Seem like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. But I know one thing, that I love you. Here we go, y'all. I love you, I love you, I love you. Let me hear you. I love you. This is the last time. I want to see you all jumping. I love you, I love you, I love you. It's true, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you. Happy 80th birthday. We love ya. Thanks, y'all. Well, we have a tradition in America, Your Holiness. It wouldn't be a birthday without a birthday cake, so here it is. You guys ready to sing with me? Are you ready to sing? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Your Holiness Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama, happy birthday to you.
The goal of today was to try, instead of trying to take something from His Holiness, as he's given so much, try to give him some feeling of how much he's done. Which is why you see the size of the cake being so big. And it's been so great to have 18,000 of you to be here to help us enjoy this. Your Holiness, is the cake good? Is it good? Very good. Very good, he said. Good.
Now what next?
Yes, I want one. Yeah.
What next? What?
Thinking, what's next?
Oh.
Your talk is next.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I come. Thank you.
So, His Holiness would like to talk about compassion to you. I'm going to babble here for a bit while he takes a couple more bites of his cake. But he wants to talk to you about compassion, so I'll step aside.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very delicious. So you should be visualized, you also taking some tasteful cake. Actually, nothing. So, brothers and sisters, indeed, I am very much overwhelmed. I see many the speakers, they really express their the importance of the loving kindness. I think this sort of expression is something really genuine, come from their heart, not artificial. And that response from the audience really gives me some kind of encouragement and hope. Usually I believe, and also I express, the peaceful world, compassionate world may not achieve my lifetime. That means next about 10, 20 years. But if you see the people really showing such sort of enthusiasm, and I notice, you see, different part of the world, also you see people really now showing some kind of, I think, deep sort of understanding or realization, the ultimate source of peace within ourselves. In order to create peaceful world, happy world, ultimately depend on people's inner peace. So now more and more people, including many scientists and educationists, now really showing that. So I feel now maybe possible peaceful world within my lifetime. And of course, as my dear friend Jody William, action, effort, and then peaceful world not easily achieved. We really need hard work. And there is Tibetan saying, 9-time failure, 9-time re-effort. We need that. According to my own experience, now person who passing through whole my life difficult challenge. So one thing I learned, remain truthful, honest, and determined with self-confidence. Then, power of truth. It may take time, but time passes, it becomes stronger, stronger, stronger. Power of gun, immediate, very powerful, but time passes, become weaker, weaker, weaker. So, building compassionate world, really noble as a goal. It's not only interest for human being, but also limitless sentient being on this planet. If we, human being, becoming more compassionate, then many limitless sentient beings also get benefit. Then also the environment. If we really compassionate mind, here compassion is not just simple or say the biological factor sort of love, not that way. That is biased, very much related with attachment. So attachment, hatred go side by side. Now compassion, which we are talking, is unbiased compassion. So not oriented about others' attitude, but people, or person, or sentient being themselves. So irrespect their attitude towards you. So that kind of unbiased compassion can extend to your enemy. So that way, that compassion can be universal and also irrespective whether believer or non-believer. We all come from our mother. We all have the deep experience how much sort of appreciate the mother's affection. So, including those so-called terrorists, they also received maximum affection from their mother. So they also have the potential to develop compassion. and with the help of sort of wisdom or common sense, look from wider perspective and long term. And even today, you see, some of the people who really sort of, how to say, they utilize anger, hatred. If we public, eventually, you see, they because of the express message of love, message of compassion, then these people also eventually, you see, they are tremendous sort of emotion, a little bit cool down. Then they will realize the peace is the only way for survival of humanity. Too much violence. Of course, brings some kind of satisfaction. That kind of satisfaction is very much related with ignorance. So more discussion, more sort of awareness, these basic our value, then these destructive emotion can reduce, not by force, but by understanding and through a friendly reach out, contact. So now here, big gathering, so I would like to say, as a report, my commitment, number one commitment, I consider one of the human being, one of the 7 billion human beings. So we are social animal. Individual's future entirely depends on the rest of the humanity. Humanity happy, individual get maximum happiness. The humanity, I think, unfortunately, today's situation, a little bit fear, distrust, and violence. If this remain, individual will not get the maximum happiness. So therefore, as a human being, as a social animal, every individual has the moral responsibility to think well-being of humanity. Well-being, not a physical level, but a mental level. So that's my number one commitment. You all, part of the humanity, we are same. So we all have the moral responsibility to concern about humanity and make every sort of effort to create a happy humanity. First, happy individual, then happy family, then happy community. Through that way, we can make contribution for happy humanity. Then the second, my commitment is promotion of religious harmony. It is really unthinkable, really unthinkable. You see, the very factor, the very basis of compassion, all these major world religious traditions carry, in spite of different philosophy, a different concept, all carry same message, message of love, forgiveness, tolerance, contentment, self-discipline. So all have the same potential to bring inner peace. So that very factor, you see, used for conflict is unthinkable. So religious harmony is very possible. Look, India. You see, over 1,000 years, all major religious traditions live together. Occasionally some problem here and there, but basically, I think really wonderful sort of harmony spirit there. So India, now over 1 billion population, 1,000 years, religious harmony there. So rest of the world, you see, we can learn. India is sort of, how should I say, example. So we can develop genuine religious harmony. That's my second commitment. Then third commitment as a Tibetan. Then preservation of Tibetan culture, Tibetan environment. These are, as far as the political matter is concerned, since 2011, I totally retired. Now I was a retired person. So how much pension, I don't know. So not only I myself is retired, but also 4-century-old tradition, Dalai Lama institution automatically become head of both temporal and spirituality. Now that formally, voluntarily, proudly ended. So sometimes I jokingly is expressing, this sort of tradition started from 5th Dalai Lama. So now, I think over 400 years. So if 5th Dalai Lama reappear, whether he support my decision or not, I don't know. But there's no danger his reappearance. So I have freedom to decide that. Okay, thank you. So I really appreciate all, you see, people here, and also, you see, different places, really showing human friendship, human trust, human warm feeling. That's the, I think, fundamental sort of our value. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, nothing else. Thank you.
His Holiness has agreed to participate in a dialogue now with a number of people who are on the stage who want to ask questions about compassion, to talk about not only compassion but also art and compassion, how art can awaken compassion, which is something that he believes very strongly. So hang on. Very well done. I hope...
some question.
Yes, we have some questions. Can you hear us? Yes? Okay, so, Your Holiness, you were very emphatic in your speech. You spoke very strongly about the need to develop compassion so that we can find greater happiness in our lives and so that the world can be a better place. I guess the first question on your 80th birthday is, why do you care about this so much that you are working? You are actually not retired. You're working very hard to make sure the world has this message on your 80th birthday, when you could have your feet up, hanging out with your friends, your family, relaxing, but no, you're emphatically trying to teach us this lesson. Why do you feel this great urgency?
That's the purpose of our life. You know, we are social animal. We have to think about our community, our humanity. And then, my case, as a believer, one of the believer, I believe Buddha's teaching. My daily practice, you see, my body, speech, mind, dedicated for well-being of other. And we always pray, entire mother-centered being. So I often used to telling Buddhist brothers, sisters, particularly Tibetan, in our daily prayer, pray for well-being of entire sentient being. If that prayer is serious or sincere, then whenever you have some opportunity, you have to do something. Just prayer And that moment, you see, your eyebrows are ready. Oh, something like that.
Raised eyebrows.
Oh, doing nothing. It's hypocrisy. So, what you believe, you must implement as much as you can. The other spiritual brothers, sisters also, you see, have to implement what you believe in. As I mentioned earlier, all spirituality, tradition, religious tradition, all major tradition, talking about love, forgiveness, tolerance. So all people who believe that, and particularly according to theistic religion, God as a creator. So God created us. This very life created by God. So you should be fulfill the God's wish. Thus you should be compassionate person. If possible, serve other. If not, at least resist harming. The very purpose of our life create more trouble among the humanity. What is sense? What is meaning? Even animals, unless some disturbance come, but they usually is quite peaceful. So if we utilize our intelligence wrong way, I think then we worse than normal animal. So therefore, it is the very purpose of my life. And then also, one of my sort of favorite prayer is, so long sentient being remain, so long suffering remain, I will remain in order to serve something. So, sometimes I say expressing, my knees some problem. So, like that person, the old person, a scientist.
The climate
you see,
change scientist.
sometimes you see knees some problem. So now in I think maybe near future, I may go on wheelchair. But so long, my mouth or throat okay. Then on because of wheelchair and blah 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 like that. So till my death, I dedicated my life, well-being of other. That's the main practice.
So you leave us with the question that many of us are asking, what can we do? If, in fact, as you say, just talking and feeling that we want to be compassionate but not acting on it, seeing that there's injustice in the world and not doing anything about it is actually an act of hypocrisy, then the question then becomes, what can we do? And there are many people here who joined here together who have a lot of influence as artists, and many people out there who have influence in their families. And the question then becomes, what can we do? So let's begin with, what is the first step? What is the first step, at least what you must do when you want to be a force for good to create more compassion in the world?
First, yourself must be a compassionate person, not just blindly analyze the reality. Then, sometimes anger brings us certain extra sort of strength, energy. But that energy is blind energy. Out of sense of concern of others' well-being, that also brings extra sort of energy. That energy is wonderful energy, constructive. So first the individual, the physical health also, the calm mind, compassion, practice of compassion brings inner peace. That means more familiar about sense of sense of care, right? Sense of concern of others' well-being, then anger, no basis. Anger as a part of our mind sometimes come, but if, like our physical condition, if some virus come, but your basic sort of physical sort of condition, strength, then virus may not disturb much. Similarly, basic mental attitude is firm. Then anger come, will not disturb you much. So therefore, you see, you get more inner peace. That automatically affect our health. So I think the size, through practice of compassion, taller, I don't think. Size, I think, remain. But the actual sort of health is concerned, or peace of mind, is very important factor for a healthy body. Now that is medical scientists now clearly find that, like that. So then share your family members, your friends, then your neighbor. For example, from beginning from one single person, then 10 people, and each 10 person, you see, naturally have sort of more friends. So from 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 100,000, go like that. That is the way to transform. And I think because the mayor sort of, they give the name, the city of kindness. It's wonderful. So I just mentioned mayor. Now with that good name, should have some more program to create more awareness. What is the significance of city of kindness? And actually through certain systematic program from kindergarten up to university level, through education and more awareness about these deeper value, then we can really create a city of kindness. At present sort of circumstances, I think city of kindness, wonderful. But reality, city of anger, city of fear. So we must make effort, since you already decide that kind of beautiful name, meaningful name. So now accordingly, you have to make action constantly, tirelessly. And the people should full cooperate, do that to achieve that. It's everybody's interest, isn't it? Like that. Then at the end come, the last day of breathing come, then feel happy, satisfied. Oh, during my lifetime, I made some sort of meaningful sort of contribution for betterment of the humanity, at least your own community, then feel happy. Other hand, while you are sort of alive, mainly thinking, or mainly make effort for money, that at the end, you know money no longer benefit. Money, I think, at the time of dying, time of death, I think if you have a lot of money in the bank, you may more worry. Oh, now, what will be my money? I made this money through hard work, Now, who utilized this money? So more worry. So at the end, you know, all these materialistic sort of effort now no longer benefit. But you see, you carry your life something compassionate way, serving other. Then at least, you see, you can assure after you, I mean, at the time of your death, more people pray, more people remember you. If you just, even billionaire, they say, not, or say the compassionate mind, too much self-centered, selfish, then at the time of death, I think more people say, oh, fortunately, now that person gone. Isn't it? So then, it is quite bad. So you carry your life more meaningful, more, how to say, the happier way, more compassionate way, automatically bring happiness, isn't it? So real, our wealth is mental level thing are our real wealth. Material wealth, important to survive or provide physical comfort, but real comfort through mental level. Isn't it? That's how I feel. Like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. George, as we were...
Yes.
George, as we were talking about this idea of taking responsibility and standing up to do more, it seemed to resonate with you as you were listening to His Holiness. And it seems to me also that as you have used humor, you've used it not just to make us laugh, you've used it to make us care about disenfranchised people. Is there something you want to say or to ask of His Holiness?
Well, you know, through social media, which is very active in people that are in the arts and who aren't in the arts. They have accounts and things. And what it has created is a 24-hour very negative atmosphere where someone can anonymously be negative towards someone for nothing other than the purpose of being negative. So how can we, with the power of social media, try to turn that into a more positive space and deal with negativity that is posted and stays up. It's probably hard to eliminate once it gets posted. So, truth and negativity.
This is a very good question, and while it's being interpreted now, it seems to me this is something especially our young people are facing, people who are in the public eye are facing, but all people are facing. There is a philosophy that the internet, an idea that the internet is largely driven by good, by people who want to use it as a force of good. But there is this constant sort of meanness that is given a megaphone to. Yes. So Your Holiness, what George is asking about is...
I mean, criticism itself, nothing wrong. If you made some mistake, then point out a form of constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism.
But now here again, it is related with motivation. Out of anger, out of jealousy, or criticize. That is bad. So all these are related with motivation. Even you see, like a parent, just some of their, I may say, you see, naughty children. Sometimes you need some physical action. But that out of sense of concern. So they eventually, you see, children appreciate.
They'll learn.
My own case, you know, when I was young, I'm quite lazy student. So my teacher, my tutor, kept one whip. or to threat me. But then that out of sense of concern, my study through loving kindness is a little bit showing force or something. So that's, you see, actually positive. And I think the demarcation, violence and non-violence, ultimately based on motivation, which is sincere motivation, compassionate motivation, sense of care of there, and a little bit harsh word, including criticism, is peace, non-violence. Out of negative emotion, negative motivation, try to cheating, try to take advantage. Then you see, say nice thing, or even some gift. Appears non-violence. In the reality, because of the motivation, negative motivation. So it is worst kind of violence.
But what do you do when you are criticized, when people say mean things to you, when people do things that cause you pain and suffering? Your Holiness, how do you personally deal with this?
Okay. Some Chinese officials, you see, criticize me, those hardliner. Even one sort of official, hardliner, described me as a demon. Oh yes, demon. I feel laughing. Then when I first time heard that, I responded, yes, I'm demon with horn. Like that. Nothing. Just really feel pittiness. Firstly, their ignorance. Secondly, I think too much, because get used to it. Too much get used, suspicion, distrust, hatred, anger. So this factor is the sort of the factor for feel more sense of concern, more compassion. Like that. And then firstly, I think when criticism comes, then examine really this criticism have some basis, your own some mistake or not. If you have some mistake done and then criticize, then the person who criticizes you should take as a teacher, point out your mistake, your wrongdoing. Wonderful. Should feel grateful. If you see baseless, no basis, then you see take like echo. Go like that. Echo ka.
Like an echo. Just treat it like an echo.
Okay. Then you see, we human beings, we have some sort of ability, intellectual level, emotional level, two level. These negative things, including criticism or harming or negative attitude towards you, intellectual level, yes, look seriously and try to if necessary, try to take countermeasure. But deeper level, emotional level, still keep calm. We have that ability. Like ocean, on the surface, wave always there, but underneath, always calm. We can do that. Our intelligence, this is helpful. You see, realize bad is bad, something negative, realize that, and think, appropriate sort of action. But deeper level, calm. That we can do.
So, as artists, all of you here, sitting here, are people who reach out with your work to cause other people to feel things and to know things and to enjoy things, right? So one of the ideas that His Holiness and Lama Tenzin believe is that art can awaken us and awaken people to compassion. And I was thinking about this, and then I was smiling thinking about you, MC Hammer, because I was thinking about your work and how all these years since that video, we're still singing it and we're still dancing it. And I wonder if you have to be somewhere to be able to reach out and touch people in this way. In other words, do you have to have compassion in some manner or empathy in some manner to reach in and touch that art so that it will reach people? How does it work? Because yours still resonates and not everyone does.
Well, I think that certain songs resonate because they come from the place where you are. Like Randy, he may construct and write songs for somebody else. And the songs that he sing, they came from his heart. The next person that interprets them may not interpret them the way that he would. So they won't have the same spirit. But the spirit that I did that particular song from was joy and celebration. If you really, you listen to the lyrics in the first verse, it says, "My music hits me so hard, it makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me." So I was actually talking about celebrating the fact that God had blessed me, and it led to a joyful dance and moments. And so I think that what's inside of you comes out, and the spirit of what's inside of you comes out within the art. And I think that helps create and trigger memories, create new memories. And just for that particular song, it's a song of celebration. It's a song of celebration.
So if in fact an artist needs to connect to something in their own souls to be able to reach out to another soul, it says something maybe about what's real to you resonates with all of us. That whatever pain and suffering we're feeling resonates because we all are human and we all understand this. Julie, oh, go ahead, Randy.
And I think just to pick up on...
I'm not sure you have a microphone. Here, run this over. Go ahead.
Just to pick up what MC Hammer was just saying, it's also, I think all of us up here have to inspire the people that we work with and all the other people out there, because it's a choice, right? It's a choice to live compassionately. It's a choice to have compassion within yourself. So if you listen to the radio today, I think about that song, You Can't Touch This, which was amazing. I mean, these guys do movies and films and TV and comedy. All of us, I think, we have to try and inspire people. When I think about the Police with the song Every Breath You Take, that's a choice that you make to write a positive lyric that's going to uplift the world, because I think it is absolutely correct. If you're living a life of compassion and you want to share that, you know, when Bono and U2 wrote One, when you think about songs that Beyonce, every artist has done them. So I think it's a choice, you know, and I think probably musically speaking in our time, and MC Hammer can really speak to this, I think, you know, a little bit on the hip hop community, we have to hug them more and embrace them more, to not just write about what's going on in the streets and what they see in the hood, but to also inspire those people. Just recently, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, I was listening to a song by Jay-Z. Jay-Z did a verse on a Rick Ross song.
Did it?
And the funny thing is, Jay-Z in that song, by choice, mentioned the Illuminati. I sat there for an hour and I go, whoa, Jay-Z is talking about the Illuminati to the hood. That is empowering, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, us using our influence is exactly correct. It's a choice. It's a choice we all have to make.
But where is the line? Because we also want art to be free. We don't want art to not be able to be what it needs to be, that each one of you and all of the artists we embrace in our lives, whether they're poets or painters, whether they're, you know, people who write books, make movies as you do, Julia. I mean, go ahead.
Well, if you live in a compassionate life and you really try to help to inspire the world, because, you know, all of us up here are so truly blessed in our careers. We have so much, been given so much. all we should be doing is giving, right? So, no, truly, honestly, thank you. We all can thank God because we've been given so much. In fact, we've been given so much to sit here with this great leader who's dedicated his whole life to giving. So we're truly blessed even in this moment. So I think when you then go to make music or create art or select a film or talk about a role or talk about what you're going to do or comedy on stage, you go, yeah, you want people to still have fun. You still want to be an artist. You still want to create and paint whatever or do whatever you want on that canvas, but with responsibility, compassionately. So,
Julia Ormond would like to has something to say about this as well. Go ahead, Julia.
I think what I wanted to say is, as an actor, somebody told me that you would be a wonderful actor.
She said that someone told her that you would be very good in movies, acting.
Because acting, I think people often think, is about pretending and lying. And for me, it's about being and really being. And you are the best person I could think of who is being.
Being in the present moment.
Being in the present. And what I feel and what I kind of dread as an actor, because I often get cast in quite miserable parts, is that when you practice something and when you live with it, that's what you become. And we'll turn up for work and makeup and hair will be like, oh no, she's got an argument scene, because there's a part of you that's frustrated and prickly. And for me, you can't be someone, you can't be a character unless you can have empathy with them and with their choices. And that's part of storytelling for people, is to hear someone else's story, try and be empathic with it and compassionate for it in the best way you can, and evoke that in other people, so that when I hear you talk about practicing compassion, and I see how you're being when you are just in the presence of other people, what you bring out in us is the best version of ourselves. And if I was in the presence of a dictator, what he would bring out in me is fear. So thank you.
So good movies, not Hot Tub Time Machine.
Moderation. The other actor, another actor here, what do you think about this? What do you think about what we're hearing here? I know that you were smiling when you were listening at Julia. Do you have a response or a question for His Holiness?
I would like to ask him a question just in terms of, it seems to me a lot of popular entertainment appeals to the worst in us, to our lowest impulses, and for those of us who would be trying to make either music or movies dealing with virtue and that appeals to what you speak about, compassion, love, peace, how to make this appealing to people so that movies and songs can be transformative rather than abase ourselves. That's the right word.
So, question.
I think these the general public, so to say, the no, lifestyle. You see, our lifestyle, materialistic lifestyle. And this ultimately related with existing education system. I feel that. The education which very much oriented about material value. I think like those young children, that age, you see, I think human sort of basic nature, basic quality, more so sense of sort of community. These young sort of, or say these children, when they play together, it's so long, the other person, other children, smiling, showing more closeness feeling, then they don't care what religious belief, what color, what family background. But gradually we grown up, and education, since education not adequate about deeper our value, so that more attraction about material values. Then the generation who come through that kind of education, then gradually create materialistic life, materialistic culture. So then materialist culture is very much related with sensorial level experiences, seeing something nice, hearing just a nice music or like that, and touch, and smell, taste, and touch, including sexual. So then, naturally, most of the film, you see, related with sex, violence. So the viewer, they grown up that kind of life. So to such people, subject of compassion, these things, something not a usual sort of thing. So not much sort of feeling. This, I think, mistake due to lack of experience, due to lack of knowledge, the mental level sort of satisfaction, mental level joyfulness. We, materialistic life, totally rely on sensorial level experiences. So we have to sort of change fundamental level through education. That's my view. Of course, not easy. Not easy. But once you see people have sort of deeper experience or deeper knowledge about different mental function, sensorial level, mental level, then mental level, those destructive emotions come spontaneously. Those constructive emotions through training with the help of human intelligence. So eventually people have more deeper understanding and deeper experience. The audience, that kind of audience, then I think then I think their attitude may be different. But these are quite complicated. You see, we need long-term plan, long-term effort. I think the simple sort of question is, existing life, do you feel very sort of perfect, very good? And through that way, we can achieve happy humanity. I don't think. Material, highly developed, and education, education related with material value also is highly developed. But those people, materially billionaire, as a human being, I notice a very unhappy person. And on this planet, out of 7 billion, those people who really create trouble, they also, you see, as far as modern education is concerned, they also quite well educated. So existing education is not adequate. So we have to think. So change our society's sort of, I mean, a peaceful society, very much related with education. So education now, I feel, key factor. I think the last few centuries, sort of rapid sort of transformation about our society because of education and the technology. So now education should be more complete form, taking care physical comfort as well as mental comfort combined because of the complete. Then the generation who come through that kind of education, I think more different because of that will be different. Then just I want you see to express, you mentioned the music or these things.
You spoke about the need for freedom, free expression.
I think very concept, freedom, liberty, democracy, these very much based on we take for granted. Basic human nature is good. Basic human nature is bad. Then freedom means kill, bully. Nobody say that is freedom. Freedom means something positive. So all these concepts very much based on take for granted basic human nature is more compassionate. Now scientists, through their experiment, they sort of confirmed basic human nature is more compassionate. Then freedom, very good. The social, the ancient social system, feudal system, leader control. Then human nature, take for granted, nice. Then freedom. And country must rule by people. So democratic system is the best system in order to utilize or govern the country by people, not just a few individuals. So all these very much related with we take for granted basic human nature is positive. If basic human nature is always harming each other, then there is no room of freedom, freedom to kill. Nobody say that.
We're almost at a
or freedom of lie. No, no.
Vilmer, go ahead.
I think it's check 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think just complimenting what Your Holiness has elaborated on freedom. I think that some of us artists, I think we do our best work when we're liberated from our inner demons. We're the most when we're the most inspired by something that happens within us. You know, that's when we make probably the things that resonate, you know, for years and years, you know, from a song to a movie to a performance. I think it's interesting. I think that there's a saying in theater that the more fun you have on stage, the more fun your audience is going to have. I think that, and that is very true about absolutely everything about life. And someone gave me that word of advice when I was about 10, 11 years old. I was doing theater, and I knew that the moment that it wasn't fun on stage, I knew there was something wrong. I wasn't doing my best work. I wasn't inspired to communicate. And I think that it starts with liberating ourselves. And I often get asked, I want to become, I want to be a painter, I want to be a poet, I want to be a singer, I want to be an actor. How do I do that? I want to sing in front of thousands of people. I want to perform and have my movie played around the world, or have a TV show playing in different languages. And I think it starts with just beginning with yourself, finding that inner confidence that allows you to say you can achieve, and therefore your work just subliminally just becomes aspirational. And I think that compassion, and the compassion you have with yourself and the love that you give yourself, inspires everything you create. And that the more compassion we share with one another, the more love that we show one another, I think that we are going to see slowly a generation that is going to actually want to tune in to the things that are positive, to the things that make us laugh and it makes us happy. And I think slowly but surely we are seeing a small movement of artists that are making that choice. I remember when I finished that 70s show, I didn't come back to entertainment for years because there wasn't enough roles that would show my culture as a Latino in a positive light. So I would say no to a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows, and I took a long break because I couldn't represent my culture in a positive light, and that was a choice. Thank you. And if, for some actors, we all think, well, that's suicide. You got to keep working, right? Like you gotta stay visible, But I just kind of bet it on myself, and I think that what I'm trying to say is that we live in a generation now where the only way you can get respect, the only way you can get the ears and the attention of an audience is by having a real opinion. And if we can have that real opinion be compassion and love, I think it'll inspire our work to continue to be, as I said earlier, this vessel that goes around the world, spreading really the message. And I think that that's one way that I think our art, and anything that all of us, go to the movies for, we're going to get so much more out of that art. And I think that it starts with centering and balancing yourself,
It sounds like what you're saying is that authenticity is key. And if the world is going one way and you're the only one going the other way, you might be going the right way. And you clearly did. I want to ask you, because you're I want to make sure you get a chance to speak after your beautiful songs. Authenticity seems to be something that's very connected to you and your work. What do you have to say, and also to His Holiness?
Well, authenticity is really about finding out what's going on inside yourself. And sometimes it's something that's really positive, and sometimes it's something you might not want to look at. And that's where the best art comes out of. I came up through an experience of art in activism and street level and grassroots activism and civil rights, environmental movement, and no nukes movement, the Whole Foods movement. And what I found is that people for decades, they get involved in being activists, and as time goes on, they tire and they wear out, and sometimes they become unhappy and they become disgruntled and they quit. And my question to you, Your Holiness, is how do we combat that? How do we stay focused? How do we stay happy? How do we keep our eyes on the prize? How do we work in this country to, create relations between races, and not feel so frustrated with our governmental leaders every day so that we just end up quitting and dropping out? How do we stay focused on the prize and the way that you've done for your 80 years?
Mainly awareness. So I think human I think a unique ability is very much related with our brain, our sort of intelligence. So awareness, the first level, awareness, yes, loving kindness is good. You heard, you read, you have some kind of understanding, the first level. Then that's not very effective. Then analyze about these, your understanding. Then you should look other or compassionate person, very angry person, their mental state, their physical health, their family life, and everything. You judge, analyze. Then that first level of awareness or understanding, just we call through hearing. That then reach second level of understanding. That is more conviction. You analyze thoroughly. So then bring conviction. More effect our mind. Then further get used to that, familiarize. Then that sort of conviction become stronger. Then that truly become part of your life. So these, as I mentioned earlier, destructive emotion, more or less spontaneous. No reason, no need of training. Constructive emotion need training, use reason, familiarize. So, in a way, we cultivate. Destructive emotion, not necessarily cultivate. You see, most of now this is according Buddhist psychology, actually ancient Indian psychology. You see, through training, through reasoning, then these constructive emotion become stronger. Then, fundamental level, constructive emotion, very much based on valid reason. So we can training. Destructive emotion, no, not based on valid, but ignorance. So there's no point, you see, to train. Simply, you see, it becomes familiar unless we pay some understanding, or through our sort of pay attention, some understanding, the opposite side of emotion. Then see the value of these things. Then familiarize that. That's the training of mind. Then the strength of these positive emotion, constructive emotion, gain more strength. Automatically, the destructive emotion reduce. Like that. So usually I call hygiene of physical, hygiene of emotion. Like that. So these media people, artists, you have certain profession, which basically is something like medium. So your own different medium. And through that way, you can send some message to the audience. I think initially, audience who are not familiar with these things may feel sleep. Doesn't matter. You continue. Then gradually, is the audience, may say, this is something. There is something. Some message, some positive message. I think our way of thinking, way of life, see, not, I think, although we call the civilized sort of community, civilized society. But in a certain level, we are not much civilized. So, you see, the other day, one my friend, just expressed to me, there's some sort of teaching or advice over 2,000 years. You see, some of these sort of teaching which taught 2,000 years ago, you see, these may not be relevant to today's world. Then I told, no. Modernization, you see, means external buildings or this hall or this technology. You see, these are the change, the progress. So that is modernization. But internal emotion, you see, no differences. Today's human beings' emotion and 2,000 years sort of it goes through people's emotion, more or less same. So some of these methods to tackle destructive emotion are still relevant to today's world. Now important thing is, you see, these now scientists through their the investigation and use different sort of instrument, they begin to feel the peace of mind is a very important factor for good health. And then also, some I think they really experienced scientists, when we develop anger, the object appears very much sort of very much negative. But that negativeness, 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. Now here, now like quantum physics say nothing independently exists. Nothing objectively exists. If we analyze, we cannot find anything. So, because of the deduction survey.
When you dissect,
we can't find. So there is no independently exist object. So this antidote, when anger develop, things independently exist. Most of these negative, destructive emotion need target, such as anger. We need anger, unknown people, anger. Maybe some cases, I think a person who really feel angry towards entire humanity, I don't think. Because anger need particular target. This community, this person. Compassion towards entire sentient being, you can develop compassion. No need independent particular target. So this, you see, there are a lot of things, you see, to analyze, to investigate the system of our emotion. So we need, in order to take hygiene of emotion, it is highly necessary to know I usually call map of emotion, map of mind. The fuller sort of, you get picture, the fuller picture of world of emotion, then much easier to tackle this destructive emotion. Like that. So what do you think? Some sense or no sense?
So all the planners and everyone here, 18,000 and all of us sitting here on the stage, some have gone, but we all wanted this birthday, and also many people all over the world wanted you to enjoy today as your birthday, but it appears that we are the one who have been given the gift. And that is the time and the words that you've been expressing. We are going to try one more time to give you something. So if I could ask everyone who is on the stage to go off the stage, including Your Holiness, there's something about to happen. I'm not sure what it is, but I've been told it's very cool, trying to be a gift for you. So we're going to step aside. We're all going to stage left and stage right, which we all sort of know about. We're going to go this way. I got a note. They told me to do this. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I'm told it's very cool. We want you to sit here, Your Holiness. It's a gift for you. So a performance for you, if you wouldn't mind sitting down. I'm just following orders. Here we are. Good, good, good.
Okay.
Okay, something is happening. I'm not sure. I can't tell you. It's a secret. Okay, but before we see the secret, there's a videotape that everyone wants you to see.
Then I think go further south, this is better.
Okay, let's sit you down further.
Otherwise you too much to get.
To you. Happy birthday, Dalai Lama. Happy birthday to you.
Why was he born
So beautiful.
Why was he born Happy birthday, dear friend.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
Hi, it's Sia. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dalai Lama. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness. Keep lighting the world.
Happy birthday, Your Holiness.
I'm so happy that I'm able to be here to wish you a happy 80th birthday. I could think of 80 things that I love about you, I admire about you. When I close my eyes, I think of coming to visit you in Dharamsala, and listening to you in the room moved me. But when I think of you most of all, I think of your incredible smile, your great attitude, your joy in life. And every time I've sat with you, I've walked away happier and so grateful that I've had the chance to meet you, and so grateful for all the love that you put out into the world every single day. Happy, happy birthday.
Drunke Tashi Delek. Happy
birthday,
Dalai Lama.
Happy birthday to His Holiness Dalai Lama. I hope you have a wonderful and healthy year.
I first met the Dalai Lama in 1970. I'd gone to India and I went right to Dharamsala. He was very young and very accessible, very open. He seemed very interested in everything. Of course, it's a trait that's maintained all these decades. We had established our retreat center, the Insight Meditation Society, in 1976. And in 1979, we heard that he was going to be visiting Amherst, Massachusetts. We wrote a letter, dashed it off to the private office and said, hey, we're a Buddhist center. Maybe he'd like to visit us too. And one day we got a letter back saying, yeah, he's coming. So we had a visit from the Dalai Lama. I had been in a car accident just before, and I had a broken bone in my foot, and I was using crutches. I was waiting outside for the Dalai Lama to arrive behind about 100 people. His Holiness's car pulled up. He just got out of his car, cut through 100 people, took my hand, looked me in the eye, and said, what happened? I realized in that moment he couldn't make the injury not have happened, and he couldn't make me any more skillful in my use of crutches, but that feeling of I'm so in the back, I'm so unseen, it just went away, and I realized, oh, that's what compassion means. Happy 80th birthday, Your Holiness. Thank you for everything you do. May you continue to have long life and good health. May many beings enjoy the fruits of your work.
Please help us thank Lucent Dossier.
Thank you.
Did you like it, Your Holiness? Did you enjoy it?
Very nice. Very good. Very good.
Thank you very much. We hope all of you enjoyed being here. And thank you so much for helping His Holiness celebrate his birthday.
Thank you. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I know. Oh, we'll get her out of there. We'll get her out of there. Don't worry, she'll be all right. We'll get her out of there. Oh, we're gonna get her out of there now. I think. Do you know how to open this thing? Just push it back. Okay. We need to move you back apparently because the lotus petals are going to hit you. We don't want that to happen. Oh, there she is. There we go. All right. All right.
Come. Come.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Time to say goodbye. Time to say goodbye.
So, thank you. Goodbye.
Let it.
Now, okay. Yeah. I think, hopefully, this moment we made some kind of, so to say, commitment. Now, rest of our life, we should carry this commitment. Commitment, promotion of harmony on the basis of sense of oneness of humanity. Okay. I do my best till my death. My brothers, sisters, also, please keep this commitment in your mind till your death. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Long distance runner, what you standing there for? Get up, get on.